Do you know that there's a trial right now going on of Ghislaine Maxwell, the partner in crime to Jeffrey Epstein, who totally killed himself of his own volition? It was accidentally permitted to happen in that Manhattan Correctional Facility. He totally killed himself, and if you say otherwise, you're a crazy conspiracy theorist, you know? Jeffrey Epstein, the guy who had creepy pedo island where he invited all the world leaders and largely Democrats, some Republicans too, but largely Democrats and libs. So Ghislaine Maxwell now is still alive, which is impressive, and she's on trial. We have not discussed the trial very much on this show. It's been going on for about a week now. The reason I haven't discussed the trial is, one, I'm still holding out hope that the deep state will give me a big payment not to talk about. Everyone's on the take from the deep state except me. How come no one's offering me any money? Come on. I'll play ball, guys. Come on. No, they won't call me. No, the reason I haven't talked about it is not because the story isn't interesting and titillating and terrifying and creepy. It's because there's no new information. This is the scariest part of all. We're not learning anything. What are we learning? In the trial, they're naming all the names of the people who were on Epstein's airplanes. We already knew that. We knew all those people were on the airplanes. We're finding out that Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, visited the Clinton White House a lot. Yeah, we already knew that. Ghislaine was at Chelsea Clinton's wedding, which we've known for years, which the media knew for years and years before they would even touch the story. It was only a handful of conservatives who would say, hey, what about this creepy guy, Jeffrey Epstein? Then finally, we know all of this. That's what's so depressing about the whole affair. We know that the ruling class is deeply implicated in the affairs of Jeffrey Epstein, this bizarre international man of mystery who has apparently strange ties to international intelligence, who we don't really know where he got his money from. We know he was surveilling and blackmailing people. Everything about it is just so. We know he got a sweetheart deal when he was first brought up on the weird sex charges. We know that the United States attorney at the time, under Bush, said Jeffrey Epstein belongs to intelligence. So don't touch him. And he gets this sweetheart deal, and then finally they get him again some years later after we know all of that. So we know, the ruling class knows that we know, and we know that the ruling class knows that we know. And it just doesn't matter. This is why the meme, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, this is why it became a meme. Right? Because no one thinks that this guy was just sort of accidentally allowed to kill himself, and whoops, the camera that was on his cell just accidentally went out, and whoops, the guards that were checking on him just accidentally fell asleep right at the perfect time so that no one believes that. And the ruling class doesn't care, because what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? You know, when you look at the intelligence community component of all of this, I'm reminded of that phrase from Chuck Schumer, right when the deep state, the deep state's not a conspiracy theory, it's just the administrative agencies with a particular focus on the intelligence community. We know that exists and that they have priorities that they can pursue regardless of who is in the White House. And we know that they can undermine duly elected presidents. They did it to Trump. They cooked up a totally fake Steele dossier, and they used that as an excuse to spy on him and to undermine his administration and to plant lots of bogus theories that got the guy impeached twice. But regardless, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Chuck Schumer, the line from Chuck Schumer was, don't go up against the intelligence community. They can get you 9 ways from Sunday. And he was being honest. They can. It's a very powerful force in not just American politics, but in global politics. So that's why what is there to talk about? There's nothing to talk. The real story is not whatever creepy massage Jeffrey Epstein got on Pedo Island. The real story is, how did Epstein become so powerful? Where did he get his money? How did he so successfully blackmail these people? What privileges did he get because he had all this dirt on everybody? Who was backing him? Did you like that clip? I'm glad. I'm glad you liked that. Thank you very much. It makes me feel good. Please subscribe. Ring the bell. Make sure you get notifications, not just for the show here on YouTube, but if you head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you get your audio podcasts, you type in THE space MICHAEL space CanadaWLES space SHOW. Subscribe. Leave a 5-star review. We'll see you next time.